After gliding through the chill indie hit Cult of the Lamb and all of its bugs, I figured I'd do what any other person in my position would do: play the hardest video game I own. Now, enter Celeste. Celeste is a lot like Cult of the Lamb, but kind of different in every way imaginable. Whereas in Cult of the Lamb, you're finding a bunch of little friends and feeling an underlying sense of progression and like power. In Celeste, you more so feel a feeling of wanting to go on Amazon and buy a spiked baseball bat and beat yourself over the head with it. At its core, Celeste is a game about overcoming adversity, whether that be coming to terms with who you are, climbing a literal mountain, or getting over the urge to turn your head into mashed potatoes. We play as Madeline. Ooh. We play as Caleb less than one greater than, and a strange little human who's looking to prove that they can in fact climb this notoriously deadly mountain and be a huge jerk to everyone while doing it. But enough of all that. Let's get depressed. After a brief tutorial, we meet Granny, a kind old woman who gives us genuine advice to which we respond with snark and attitude. Does this old bag think we can't climb this mountain? She's got another thing coming. Ah, phooey. Our first stop, the Forsaken City. It's your run-of-the-mill first level. We're shown strawberries, the optional collectible that I spend way too much of my playthrough collecting. They don't really do much besides changing the ending I get, but they challenge me in a way that does make me get better at the game. The city is an interesting concept, don't get me wrong. It's not my favorite level by any means, but still, it doesn't get tedious to look at. We then come across Theo, another wayward soul on the way up to the summit. His dreamy eyes and smooth voice's sexy chirping really makes my heart melt. Naturally, we're a major asshole to him, and the universe punishes us justly. But then we stumble on a peculiar sight. This mass of birds swirling around each other before eventually scattering in different directions. This puzzle perplexed me, but eventually I realized what I had to do. With my vast intellect, I quickly deduced that this was in fact a dash puzzle, and promptly completed it, scoring myself my first spirit heart. Although I have no idea what these do, I don't give a shit, it's mine now. Looking back over my recordings of these levels, I was terrible at this game when I first started. I died in so many places that I just shouldn't have died in. It's honestly pretty crazy and equally embarrassing. With 17 out of the 20 strawberries collected in the first level and 28 deaths, a sexy man met, and a blue hut under our belt, we proceed to the second level, where things proceed to get interesting. Upon entering the old site, we find ourselves dreaming, the snowy wasteland twisting into a third grader's description of the North Pole. The path ahead of us is blocked, so we descend deep into the old site, discovering a mirror that creates a creepy, dark, mysterious version of ourselves. I'm sure that won't be of any importance later. Either way, now getting access to the dream blocks, we can dash through them and make our grand escape from the old site. On our way out, we find this strange cassette tape, and although I still have absolutely no idea what it is, my possession of it makes me that much cooler. The next blue heart I found didn't actually require the help of my brain, and I instead just got curious and was able to stumble upon it, landing myself the Resurrection's heart. This level is pretty and a lot more calm compared to the first one in my opinion. The dream block gimmick feels a lot smoother than the traffic block, so the level felt a lot more fun to play through overall as well. Remember that evil doppelganger from earlier? Well, that's part of me. We'll call him Palm for short. And if you thought I was an asshole, wait till you see this guy. He comes out talking all of this shit like, oh, you can't climb a mountain, and oh, you're stupid, and who the hell are you?
I am everything you try to hide from this world. Your insecurities, your imposter syndrome, your love for celebrity feet compilations.
Whoa, dude, what the fuck? I'm trying to record a video here. Can you, cut it out, dude? Come on.
Well, I'll be sitting in, so get used to it. Pussy.
Jesus Christ. Fuck. Okay, sorry. Calm. Can you at least, do something about the cosmic horror that's radiating from your very being?
Of course I can. How did you just snuck up on me? Is that better? Shit.
Great. Okay, thank you. And the voices, too, they're, a little loud. Could you turn those down a bit?
Yes, I can silence the screams of the void. Is that better, you whiny little bitch?
Yes, alright, thank you. Thank you so much. You've been very cooperative. I appreciate it. Now where was I? Video game Palm wants me dead, and she chases me down, resulting in a lot of deaths. Either way, we escape her and then arrive at a payphone, where some of our character's internal struggle is revealed, as we talk to someone who isn't mentioned in the game again. In the game's file, it states that this person is our ex of some kind, but it doesn't say it in game, so we're just going to go off the idea that we don't know who this is.
I want to watch Nickelodeon, Caleb.
Please, just shut up, dude. Anyway, we wake up and have a nice talk with our mama, who reveals we often have panic attacks, something that you know will come up later in this game. After apologizing to the Dreamboat Theo, we finish the old site. Our second blue heart obtained, 16 out of 18 strawberries, excellent, and only 22 deaths. Wow, I'm sure this low death number trend will continue. It's at this point where the game rapidly snowballs in difficulty, the puzzles and story both growing more complex as we head into the third level of our climb. Our next stop is Celestial Resort, where after a lame-ass puzzle we head inside. We meet Mr. Oshiro, the hotel's spiritual servant. He does not want us to leave, and after... I've always heard about this Miss Gender before, but I'd never expected her to be so rude.
Dude, say something. You've been staring at the screen for 6 minutes.
I am not a miss. The resort is a shithole, and Mr. Oshiro is throwing a whiny baby pity party about us wanting to leave, so we decide to help his whiny ass out. This level feels really claustrophobic compared to the first two, with the room for error and challenges being way more unforgiving. The two new mechanics here are the falling platforms, which descend while you stand on them, but rise when you don't, and the moving black globs of death that kill you on impact quickly make this level hard. The music in this level is nice and chill, and it definitely is refreshing to have an NPC to bounce conversation off of, as it gives us better insight into how much of a meatyhead our protagonist is. Yeah, although we are an asshole, we do stick to our word and help the geezer clean up. We aren't paid, keep in mind, so you better be expecting a letter from the L&I, Oshiro. We put away the boxes. We find Daddy. We put away the laundry. We miss the blue heart. We put away the books. We snag the cassette tape, and we make our way towards the presidential suit. Suite? Suit. Sweet. Yeah. Unfortunately, however, my bad parts needlessly ruined yet another relationship.
Hey, Caleb, at least this time it wasn't because of the feet thing.
Anyway, Palm leads us out of the hotel after roasting the shit out of Mr. Oshiro, but he doesn't take too kindly to that and does what any reasonable person does when they are upset. Turn into a giant-headed monster intent on messing up our day. We run, of course, and with a combination of quick thinking and even quicker feet, we scrape by with 20 out of 25 strawberries, 104 deaths, a cassette tape, an angry old man, and a blue heart we'll have to come back for later. Awesome. You may notice that compared to the 20 deaths we had in Chapter 2, the 100 deaths in Chapter 3 seems like a large jump, and don't you worry, that trend will not be stopping.
Maybe if you weren't so full of yourself and so egotistical, you wouldn't be doing so poorly.
Well, maybe if you weren't so judgmental and rude, we could finish this video and then be done with each other.
You're ugly.
Golden Ridge. Yep, Golden Ridge is next, and boy, is it a doozy. Let's keep going. Yay! Well, to be fair, you wouldn't know if it's a doozy because I forgot to record my first run-through of the level and the one after, so we're just going to pretend that you are watching my first time going through this level. We're experiencing it together. If Celestial Resort was a 4 in terms of difficulty, Golden Ridge is a 9. The challenges become increasingly creative as movement blocks, pink and white clouds, green bubbles, wind, and snowballs are all introduced here. And yeah, sorry if some were introduced earlier, but does it really matter if I forgot until now? The new objects added in this level are great, and I'll go over them all for every level starting now because before now they weren't really that cool. Movement blocks travel in a direction, allowing you to press a directional key to move them horizontally or vertically. Clouds act as little bounce pads. The pink one can be bounced on once before disappearing, whereas the white ones have unlimited bounce time. Green bubbles stop your momentum and launch you in the direction being pressed while refreshing your dash. Handy stuff, really. The wind is by far the most impactful in my opinion, as it can be used omnidirectionally to make certain challenges much more difficult and even make challenges possible to do in some instances. Sorry, I'm expecting you to interrupt me, so you got Nothing? You sure? No funny, witty comments or anything like that?
No, I just like listening to your movie voice. It makes me feel better about myself.
Okay, well, at least you're listening, I guess. Anyway, when Celeste is feeling generous, for example, it'll give you a good below upwards that allows you to cross gaps you normally wouldn't be able to cross. Snowballs are lame, they're basically just one-hit KO projectiles you can bounce on. Luckily, this level is more of a barrier to entry for the rest of the game. Not much story stuff really happens during the level, as it's all in the ending cutscene, but either way, in terms of difficulty and fun, this is the best level so far by a mile. After crossing the ridge, you meet up with Theo on the gondola.
You mean you meet up with Daddy on the gondola?
Right, sorry, maybe you weren't so bad up. I am going to fucking kill you! Oh shit! Fuck you, asshole! I'm done with your shit! Get the hell out of my house! You're ruining my video! I'm fucking kidding you! I know all your weaknesses, dumbass! Yeah, fuck you! Ah! I'm gonna bite the shit out of you! Sorry about that, folks. On the gondola ride, we talk with Theo about Oshiro before Palm attacks the gondola, causing it to stall. Our anxiety is displayed full force here, as the lack of air in the gondola stalling induces a panic attack. The panic attack sequence feels really tense, actually. The developers did a really good job to try and show how the protagonist was feeling during the panic attack, the music and tentacles adding to this moment. Luckily, Theo has a solution, and we are told to picture a feather. Making sure that the feather stays with the wind current, we are able to calm ourselves down until the gondola restarts and we can make it to safety. With 177 deaths, 28 out of 29 strawberries, I fucking rule, a blue heart, a cassette tape, and a new method to cope with our slog through the eternal void that is life, we enter Chapter 5, the Mirror Temple. Although bigger in size, I found this level to be a lot easier than Golden Ridge. It starts off with you and Theo entering an ancient temple. After splitting up, we uncover a couple of new challenges that we'll be facing throughout the rest of our climb. Swap blocks move in a set direction whenever we dash, returning to the original position a few seconds later. Red bubbles move into a straight line until colliding with something or we dash out of it, and switches open doors after being dashed into or having something thrown at them. Nothing too crazy happens in the first part of the temple. We solve some puzzles to open a few doors and grab some strawberries, but then we find Theo trapped in a mirror. As sexy as ever, he reassures us that nothing is wrong and urges we come look for him. Snagging the blue heart that is hidden cleverly inside of an abandoned room, we continue on until we find a rather inconspicuous mirror. Opening the mirror's curtain, it begins to suck us in and... Hey, Evil Caleb, what are you doing next to my mind-bending, reality-warping ring light? Uh-oh.
Move over, Wiener Schnitzel. I think it's time that I have a turn. This is my part of the video, after all. Welcome to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. First stop, Ugly Mind Monster. Welcome to hell, dumbass. We got spooky music, red crystals, and tentacles. If that turns you on, it should. Guess what? This trash pit is actually a product of your own demented mind. How does it feel, Caleb? After roasting the shit out of you and calling you a little victim playing baby, you proceed forward, those monsters from the dreamscape coming to life at my command. Jumping on their heads causes them to die before they just explode back to life a few seconds later. Good luck with that. You can use them as tools, though, to sort of destroy blocks and beat the puzzles. Although I trapped Theo in like a crystalline prison that was supposed to represent his pride or something like that, you're able to use his thick, chunky, crystalline body to escape the temple, just like you use me as a scapegoat for all your insecurities and problems. That's really all you do, Caleb. You feel sorry for yourself, and you're so wimpy and weak, and you just hurt everybody else, and you're such a poo-poo head, and all you do is just use and abuse and complain and whine.
Sorry about that, folks. Working together with Theo, we pass through a plethora of different puzzles where we have to keep ourselves and him alive before finally escaping the temple in one piece. 26 out of 31 strawberries, 129 deaths, blue heart, cassette tape. Look, at this point, we've all seen a lot of me that I really didn't ever want anybody to see, not even myself. I'm sorry about him, okay? I really am. Look, I'll talk to him, we'll sort this out, we'll finish the video, we'll get rid of him, okay? Where the hell am I? What happened to my voice? Look, pal, this isn't working out. It's not you, it's not me, it's not Izzy, it's not Bryson, or my dad. It's you.
But you just said it wasn't me. What the hell are you talking about?
Look, what I'm trying to say is, you're out of here, buddy. It's no more us. I can't do this anymore. It's just me. Just Caleb. I'm sorry. You gotta hit the road.
You're getting rid of me?
Yep. Sorry, buddy. You're just out of here.
All right.
That's it? And all right?
No, it's cool. Just let me go and I'll get out of your hair, dude.
Really? Whoa. Awesome, man. All right. Let's go. Do you, mind if I send an email really quick? Yeah, man. That's fine, I guess.
You stupid fool, you can't get rid of me, dumbass. I made you. Your video is trash and so are you. You deserve to be spit on. It's been 6 days and all this guy does is sleep on my couch and eat my food.
You haven't left the house in 6 days. Go make up with the foot lover or I'm leaving you.
Hey. What the fuck do you want? Look, we've had our differences, but I was wrong. I shouldn't be trying to split myself into multiple pieces. I should be happy with who I am. So what if I have weird tastes? It's not like I kill people for fun. So, come on, buddy. Bring it in. Let's make up and get back together. This can all be behind us, and we can be Caleb again. No evil Caleb and Caleb, just Caleb. If you lay a single finger on me, I am going to murder you, Caleb.
Hey, Editor Caleb here. So we actually only managed to record the audio footage of the fight between myself and Evil Caleb, but luckily it just so happens that the plot of Celeste's 6th level, Reflection, played out the exact same way. Crazy coincidence, I know. So what we're going to do is dub our audio over Celeste gameplay so you still kind of get the whole picture. Alright? And now we're doing that. The hell alone,
Come
dude.
on,
I don't
man,
want to
let's
go
be
back into your
friends. We don't
stupid
gotta
ass
do this
body. I'm
anymore.
tired
We
of
can come
you.
back
You're
together
an
and
asshole. You're a
just
piece
be a
of
happy
shit.
family
All you
again.
do is
We-
talk down
we-
about me.
we are
You're
the sum of our
you're-
parts,
you're
you
a
know?
meanie
Like, it
head,
doesn't
you
really matter if
stink,
we're
and
different.
your cat's
We
way
fought and
cooler
that
than
was
you, and I
stupid,
hate
and
everything
spit
about you.
water
You
on
don't
me,
deserve a
and
single thing
I
you
tackled
have,
you,
and
you know,
I'm
we can
getting really
we can
tired,
fix
man.
this.
I don't want
Everything
to
can be
fight
better
anymore.
again,
Just,
and
but I
like,
but you're
I
an
don't
asshole.
know,
and
like, we don't have to
I
be
don't trust
separated,
you.
and you
Okay,
can stop sleeping on my
you're a
couch
piece of
and
crap,
eating
and
all my food.
Look, I know you're afraid of me being a prick and rejecting you again, but that's not going to happen. I promise. I love you, me. I love you too, me. "71 deaths, the blue heart, and the cassette tape. There were no strawberries." With dyed hair and a double dash, we proceed on to the summit, which is basically a hard version of each level back to back to back. It's honestly really interesting. We loop back through the Forsaken City, Old Site, Celestial Resort, Golden Ridge, Mirror Temple, and the Reflection before climbing our last way up to the summit. I was kind of busy during Reflection, so I didn't touch on a very important item, the feather. The feather basically allows temporary flight at high speeds in the direction you input. It's cool but very hard to use, and it's a really cool sort of callback to Theo's feather where by calming themselves down, the protagonist is literally able to rise above any challenge. The main gimmick in Summit is that you have to kind of reach the end of each segment and touch a black orb which causes Palm to hurl us up to the next part of the mountain. It's badass. You don't see games too often do entire callbacks to each level, and being reminded of your entire journey again right before the end feels really satisfying and leaves you feeling quite accomplished. The path to the summit was long and hard, and I feel like I know myself a lot better now because of it. This game honestly wasn't too challenging. Yeah, I died a lot, but going over the footage, I realized that a ton of my deaths were really stupid, and it turns out I'm just kind of a shitter when it comes to playing video games. Reaching the top and touching that flag filled me with such a swelling sense of pride that I was just really jovial overall, and I found myself smiling whenever I looked at my Streamlabs OBS. And watching Caleb, less than one greater than, and Palm head back down the mountain hand in hand really drove home that feeling of being complete for both myself and the game. The final level was just muy perfecto. The double dash twisted things up enough to make it really fun, and I'm overall extremely happy with my experience playing Celeste. And this is it. 136 out of 175 strawberries, 841 deaths, and 6 lovely hours enjoying this game. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and if you'll excuse me, I have some Dan Schneider era Nickelodeon DVDs to go purchase. Catch you guys in the Barbie video.
Oh, Bryson, you're home.
The core, Caleb.
What do you mean?
And farewell. Why haven't you done it yet, Caleb?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Get in that chair and you're gonna do it, Caleb.
So, I may have been a wee bit dishonest. I'll be the first to admit, but you gotta understand, this next portion of the game was probably one of the worst periods of my entire life. After the summit, a new chapter unlocks, the core. This is by far the most difficult thing that we've come across. For starters, although we do have our double dash, it doesn't refresh upon hitting the ground, and instead refreshes when touching the green crystals. We find ourselves gated off by a blue door that requires that we possess 4 spirit hearts, which I do because I'm beast mode, baby, that's right. Right away, we are blasted by a plethora of new obstacles. A wall that launches the player vertically, fireballs that kill on impact, packed, and magma blocks that act as pink clouds but are omnidirectional. Now, this was all a lot, but imagine my surprise when I touch a button and everything in the level froze. The conveyor walls could no longer be climbed, the magma blocks now act as temporary platforms, and the fireballs could be bounced on from the top but killed you when you touch their bottom. Like me. Those annoying ass bumpers are back as well, but they kill you in the fire version rather than bounce you. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the core came out after the game was released, and the difficulty curve more than outlines this. Every step of this goddamn level is hell, from crazy ass bouncing challenges to onslaughts of fire and ice constantly bombarding you. I had already beaten the summit and forgot about the existence of this level, and I think by this point I just wanted to stop playing. I wanted to finish it, sure, but I was to the point where I was so mentally exhausted I would accidentally kill myself after perfectly completing a challenge, and then spend the next 20 minutes on it trying to get back to where I just killed myself. There isn't really a storyline here. Caleb less than one greater than wants a better understanding of the mountain, so they head inside, and the mountain tries to drown them in lava. Pretty normal stuff for Celeste. All's well, lots of deaths on really simple challenges that should have taken me 14 seconds, and then we get to this point. Lava rises, ice falls, and I will never sleep again. Jump, dash, grab, die, 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 die. I am losing my mind. This is what finally breaks me. Fall to lava, miss my dash, yada yada yada, it never ends. But then I got to the next room and saw this. That damn feather. The feather's controls are already really finicky, but when you have to hyper focus, swerve through a million fireballs over and over and over and over again, it gets to the point where you just want to uninstall the game. But I did it! It only took me 10 minutes. Woo-hoo. We'd come across the cassette tape. Neat. And then the majesty that is the core's blue heart, heart of the mountain. As I finished the core, I felt an overwhelming sense of joy. I had done it. Although core was the shortest level in the game, it was by far the hardest, and I had beaten it. 158 deaths and a single strawberry. And my journey was Oh. Chapter 9. I suppose the core didn't really round out the story. With a title like Farewell, I'm sure it's like an epilogue to the core and to the story as a whole, right? Look, it's even got reflection tiles, and Granny's here! Oh my fucking god, Granny! Come on, Caleb, it's been like 3 months now. We gotta get it going, dude. It's November 22nd. We started this video in the middle of August, for God's sake. People are waiting. Oh, you're back. Hey, dude. I get that, but like, Granny, like, she's dead. We have to see a Celeste end, man. I'm just gonna get started on Barbie, dude. Good luck. Hey, wait! Fuck, my hair! Although my kinks were gone, my will to press on did stand strong, and we began our journey into space. We're convinced that Granny lives on within the birds, so we attempt to catch it. That's our goal in Farewell. Even without Palm by our side, we do find a way to double dash by using the new double gems, which give us 2 dashes until we touch the ground again. Things were already proving to piss me off pretty badly, even though this was a relatively early room, but after watching a Google tutorial, I realized that I was doing it completely wrong. I also realized that completing this level without dying takes 45 minutes, so this is going to be the worst 14 hours of my life. We're next introduced to pufferfish, little radicalists who make you bounce when you're topping them, but detonate when you're on the bottom, kinda like myself. The main challenge with these little guys is to reposition them and then squeeze under them to make use of their explosions. This culminates in some extremely tight jumps that feel really cool to pull off. The lack of direction would throw me off at times, and I would try to complete the challenge backwards for a while before realizing that I'm a big stupid idiot who shouldn't be playing this game. After 40 minutes of struggling through a section that took better players 6 minutes, we come across the jellyfish, which I have now aptly titled Shitstain.
He works like Theo, but is 100 times less sexy and easy to use. Hold him, you float. Simple, right? Wrong. There are a lot of times when jelly won't help you when you need to gain distance, so instead, you must throw him, dash perfectly into where he is thrown, and then catch him midair to transfer your upwards momentum. I would say it's fun, but this level is what made me start therapy, so I would be lying. Our path to the bird is unfortunately blocked, so we gotta go around this big room for a while, collecting keys and smashing fuse boxes to destroy the electrified portions of the level, similar to the resort. Unlike the resort, however, I am no longer undergoing a gender crisis, so I should be alright. The challenges in which you face in Farewell are absolutely fucking nuts, I swear. Take this one for instance, where you have to ascend through this room by jump paddling side to side off moving platforms using shit stain. It's absolutely crazy. But the music got nice, and the challenges went away, so I knew I must be getting close to the end. No, the music just changed. I was still forced to suffer terribly. Woohoo! Bounce pads and jellyfish and pufferfish are all that I saw for hours. The falling block room was great though, check this out. It was so disassociating to struggle for like 20 minutes on a level and then be hit with shit like this. Like, what the hell is this doing in this level? More jellyfish parkour, I want to die, hit the buttons, grab the jelly, yeah. One thing I will say though is that after doing jellyfish jumps over and over again, I did get pretty damn good at it, which did help me at the end of the game. I quickly realized that moving blocks are the worst thing ever created in this game. But after so much time and effort, I finally saw it. The final blue heart, the farewell white heart. Kind of contradictory, but it's fine, I'm sure. It's the end, right? With a block road and a perfect jelly grab, I had done it. The impossible. Retrieve the white heart. Empty spaces. No, I'm just kidding. That heart was fake, and there's much more level to complete. This is all fine, though. I'll just throw myself at every challenge until they're done. Fuck, what the hell? 9 spirit hearts left to go? There's only like 7 levels in this game, and I already have 6 of them. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Oh, I'll tell you how. You're gonna love this. Excuse all the stuff in the background. We've been having people move in, and school's been starting, and work starting up again, so it's kind of a mess, so sorry about the continuity error there, but at least I'm still wearing the shirt. I've started filming this a month ago, so... either way, the cassette tapes allow access to the B-sides levels, which are basically harder remixed versions of the levels without any of the story beats, and I completed all 7 of them. Good lord, this video is going to be so damn long. Now look, I would show you all the B-sides, trust me, but this video is going to be so damn long already that I can't possibly narrate simple level remixes. Roast the shit out of me in the comments or whatever, but at least subscribe and like the video while you're there. I know I have like 2 other videos besides this one, but I keep making them bigger and bigger, and I hope you're all enjoying them. With the 7 red crystal hearts collected and the 2 I missed originally in the Summit and Resort, we go straight back to Farewell. I will say though, that those B-side levels were really fucking great. They were genuinely challenging and so much fun. Golden Ridge's remixed track, for example, the one you listen to with your ears, not the one you play, is great, and it's honestly probably one of my favorite video game soundtracks I've ever listened to. So go on YouTube and, listen to it. For an idea of what the B-sides are like, imagine being my cousin sitting on the couch watching The Boys at 5 a.m. just to look over at me after a 9-hour shift, chewing on my desk in frustration with tears streaming down my face, and that's basically almost all of Celeste. So I walked my ass back to that gate and deposited my hearts and was ready to go. Do you remember the last time you were truly happy? Because I do. It's right here. Right before the part where it teaches you about wave dashing. Wave dashing is like dashing, except you can fuck it up, and you better bet your ass that I did just that. It's simple, really. Step 1, dash towards the ground. Step 2, jump as soon as you hit the ground. And step 3, pray. This not only refreshes your dash midair, but also lobs you extremely long distances. Mix it in with the other cool trick we learned, hyperring, and I am now on therapist-prescribed medication. Hyperring is basically wave dashing, but vertically, and you jump as soon as you touch a wall, whilst you have momentum launching you away from the wall. Got it? Good. Let's get started. While jumping around spikes and hypering on blocks, and it never ends. Check this cool thing out I did where I hypered off a block and caught another one. Impressive, huh? This took me 15 minutes. Then something amazing happens. The moving block room. 1 hour and 6 minutes. That's how long I threw myself with this block.
Here's the trick. Activate the block, wave dash to the front of the block, hyper off the block, catch the block again, ride the block to a spring, time the bounce to hyper off the block again, catch the block once more. Simple, right? You are so very wrong. When Googling the hardest part of Celeste, everyone said that this room was it. And like the wind, it was gone, only to be replaced with something almost as bad. The feather returns, giving us the coolest feeling challenge in the entire game to complete. Here it is, don't gawk for too long. But then we finally see the bird again before it runs away, reminding us that we are in fact still working towards something. Another puzzle block that I hated and eventually completed. One thing I will give this level is that it does use things creatively. Wind is used during a red bubble segment, for example, to change their trajectory, which was interesting and made solving the challenge different than it would normally be. We eventually stumble upon Palm, who once again tries to convince us that this is stupid and pointless.
Palm's right, Caleb. Come on, let's just go watch Barbie with Izzy. It's been weeks.
I respect what you're trying to say, man, but Izzy can wait. The bird! The bird! The bird! The bird! The bird! The bird! 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 Oh shit, I fucking killed him. Nah, he's alright, but we do realize an important point. Forcing this bird or Granny to stay with us is not healthy for anyone. Instead of holding on to the past, we have to move on and look towards the future. Working with Palm, we have a new goal in mind, shattering this hellhole and setting the bird and Granny free forever. Now, I don't know why, but after this point in the game, it becomes a lot easier and felt way cooler, every challenge that is. The bird begins working with you and launching you, and so does Palm, and it's a really cool little trifecta of all of you trying to work together to escape. With my heart and soul put into one last push, I'm able to complete the game. With my heart and soul put into one last push, I'm able to complete the game. I won't give any spoilers because this is one of those things that I feel like is earned for you to be able to see, but I will say the ending of the game says a lot of good stuff about loss and pushing forward no matter what you're going through. For those keeping track, at the end of my first time in Farewell, I had 822 deaths, but with a grand total of 3,280 deaths, the hardest level of Celeste was completed. This game took a lot out of me, and I spent way more time on it than I feel I should have. Could I have completed the C-sides of each level? Sure, but I don't think it was really worth it for me at this point in time. For those who are curious, here is my collections tab, including my grand total for the number of deaths I've had. Celeste as a game is one of the best I've played, and the best of the 3 I've played so far on this channel, and I'll be putting it in the A+ tier. I left out hours and hours of gameplay, and I urge you all to play it as soon as you can, especially since it's not that expensive right now. Likes and subscribes are always appreciated, and I'd really like to see what you guys want to see me play next. For now, though, Barbie video's the next big release I have slated, with another different type of video coming sometime during Barbie's creation. It's small and easy to make, though, so don't you worry your little Barbie-loving heads. I want to give a couple of shout-outs before this video ends. First off, to my boss, Doug, who provided me with this awesome blue snowball mic after the terrible, horrendous audio quality of my last Cult of the Lamb video. Sorry about that, guys. Next is to my buddy Chance, who made my YouTube profile picture. I really like it. I think it's pretty cool, and I hope you guys do as well. Third, my friend Kay from school, who made my awesome outro that I'm playing right after this. Stick around for that. And last but certainly not least, Bryson and Izzy for lending their voices and their bodies to this project. For now, though, I've been the mean, lean mountain climbing machine, and thank you all for tuning in.